racing enthusiasts, are you ready to take your sim racing experience to the next level? Look no further because 29 Graphics has got you covered. Introducing 29 Graphics, the premier provider of high-quality sim racing wraps. Whether you're a professional racer or weekend warrior, our custom design wraps will make your car stand out from the competition. 29 Graphics is now the official graphics design partner of Saturday Night Racing League.
It's a big dive McWhorter might just try to run him out of room here. Oh, he bumped on the wall, they're gonna crash! They both crash!
Contact 29 Graphics on their Discord or the link in the video description.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Well, it's a track served by Interstate 840 and State Route 452. This track seating over 25,000 people here tonight for race number 6, live from the virtual Nashville Superspeedway. It's the Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. Alongside, we have Jeff Wright back up in the booth after a little hiatus. You went to the Kansas Speedway. Here you are back in the booth, but I tell you what, man, that was some good racing there you saw last weekend.
Yeah, it certainly was. All 3 series and a ton of fun. And with the off week the SNR had 2 weeks ago, I've been away from this for 2 whole weeks now. So it's fun to be back here, Bradley. We're at an awesome racetrack in Nashville Superspeedway. I think the racing is going to be just great tonight. This is a very unique track for a 1.3 mile oval. Concrete surface, so it's going to get hot, it's going to get slick, and I think you're going to see those best drivers rise to the top.
Well, it looks like we missed the grid here tonight. We're not getting any extra pace laps or anything here tonight, so I guess we're just going to go straight to it. Right out of the gate. Starting on the pole here tonight, though, we did have Dakota Floyd on that top spot. Green flag is out. We're live and racing from Nashville.
Yeah, we're cutting right to the chase here, Bradley, wasting no time. As you see the sunset here at Nashville Superspeedway, just going to be a perfect night for racing here. 80 laps tonight should be a good one.
We got a truck down the backstretch there. Not sure who that was. It was parked a long ways. Coming by to lead lap number 1, though. Dakota Floyd's going to get it. No, Polsky. He's worked his way up to the 2nd spot.
Yeah, and I really think that the 57 here of Dakota Floyd, I think he's going to be one of those trucks to beat tonight. He's really good at this racetrack, and I know he enjoys coming here. So it just fits his driving style really good. Obviously, we've seen Noah be quick pretty much everywhere we've gone to this season. It's just that he's just been constantly plagued by bad luck. So it'll be interesting to see if Noah can kind of finally get over that hump. Maybe have a race where he doesn't have that bad luck.
Got some 3 wide back here in the middle of the pack, around the 11th through 12th, 13th position. Here 3 wide coming out of turn 4. Going to continue to hold on to it. That's the 63 of Max Cost. He's going to work his way back into the top 10. Start of this race, so Jeff, you've been here, and a variety of different cars. How difficult is it to gauge your speed, this abrasive surface, this concrete oval, just chews up the tires? How difficult is it to just discipline yourself and not tear this thing up?
Oh, it's very difficult, especially at nighttime here as we're getting the sunset. That's just going to grip up the racetrack even more. And so you go off into the corners and you know that you can, drive it in deep and it's going to stick. The problem is, like you mentioned, this track's very abrasive. The tires are going to wear out. So your trucks that are going to be fastest, on lap 5 through 10, although, that's good to get some track position. I'm going to be looking at the timers to see who's the best truck, after lap 15, after lap 20. I feel like that's really where this race is going to be decided. But yeah, definitely, like I mentioned earlier, a very unique racetrack, and it rewards consistency, being able to hit your marks lap after lap. It's kind of a single groove racetrack in a way, and so if you miss the corner entry just a little bit on either end, you're going to pay for it.
There was a brief battle for the lead there. Noah Michalski had gotten to the inside of Dakota Floyd out of 4 over the tri-oval. Was not able to complete that past the top 4. Floyd, Michalski, Trask, and Sweeting. George Trask fastest in practice. Looking pretty quick here. Last time by, nearly identical lap times. A 30.2, a 30.3 for pretty much everyone in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm also wanting to keep an eye on that 44 truck right there on the shot. Philip Brewery had an awesome race at Chicagoland last week. I wasn't here, but I did get to tune in from the hotel room. I know he led a lot of laps at Chicagoland. Wasn't able to get the victory like he wanted, but Philip Brewer's a guy that can lay some consistent laps, and this is a track that really rewards that. He's under pressure right now from Caleb Weekly in the 13, but he is going to clear him as they go down the back straightaway here. So I think you got to watch out for Philip Brewer to have another kind of a comeback race. I think he's going to be looking for some redemption after Chicago.
You can see all these drivers flirting with that outside wall. It's another factor here that we see, mile-and-a-half racetracks, there's still some banking there on that outside wall when you come out of the corner. But here, it gets flat, and that wall shows up quick.
Yeah, you got to be really careful on the exit of these corners. The wall comes up super fast here. As we ride on board here with Matthew Radford, we're going to show you just how tight it really gets as Caleb Weekly sends it into the bottom. I think he's going to make it work. Radford's going to have to check up just a little bit, but you can see that wall comes up on you so tight there. And Caleb Weekly's hanging it on the outside here. We'll see if he can hold that position on the entry of turn 1 here. Caleb's opting for the higher line. Radford down to the bottom. I think Caleb's going to get probably the better run off here if he can keep the rear tires underneath him. It looks like he's going to have a better run down the back straightaway.
Caleb Weekly holding on to the 7th spot. Here comes the 2 of Michael Jones. He's going to look for that 8th position on the 97. Brief glimpses of side-by-side, but nobody able to complete a pass. We're going to see this all the way throughout this run. Another attempt here on the outside and inside. George Trask is going to try to go by Noah Michalski for 2nd.
Yeah, don't count out the 79 of Jordan Trask either. These tracks, I feel like, are kind of his bread and butter. More so over the short tracks or super speedways. I think this is the style of racing he likes best and the style of racing that he excels at. So you're seeing him kind of start to make a move here on Noah Michalski. Maybe he saved the tires just a little bit, but looks like Noah is not going to just pull over and hand the position over.
Oh, no.
He's going to hang tight here on his outside, and that's exactly what Dakota Floyd likes to see in the mirror. 2 guys battling for 2nd. Meanwhile, Dakota's trying to check out here to about a half a second lead.
Well, I can tell you this, I've raced with Noah Michalski. He is one of the hardest people to pass. He will defend well on this position. However, sometimes as a driver, that disciplinary factor, as he does defend there, you got to weigh that option of, do I defend on the outside, change my line a little bit, and let that lead car run away? You see, once they single filed out, Noah was able to chase back down probably 2/10 on Dakota.
Yeah, we talk about this track, and we mentioned tire wear a lot. And although, some of these drivers are opting to maybe push for a little bit harder at times and trying to get the positions, a lot of it, is just trying to get cleaner air. The further to the front you are, the better your truck's going to handle. And so, I'm pretty sure Jordan Trask, among some of these other guys, they're trying to make these passes early. They don't want to get stuck in the dirty air. As we continue to see Dakota Floyd kind of stretch his lead out a little bit. The more these guys battle and the longer time that they spend in dirty air, the further that 57 is going to get away from them here. And it's a quick race tonight, only 80 laps. We're going to have enough fuel to split this pretty much in half. So got to make sure you have tires, still on the truck, and you haven't burned them off, by lap 30 and by lap 40 when we start seeing pit stops.
13 laps complete now as they cross the straight. Battle back here from the 16th position, John Snew. On the outside of Jeff Allen, the 37. A lot of side-by-side outside the top 10. Pretty much everywhere from 11th on back. It's 2x2.
Yeah, just looking at the running order right now, and I know Brian Hennings is pressuring Michael Jones here for that 9th spot, but Michael Jones, he's really started to turn things around. He's starting to do a great job. I know he didn't have the start to the season that he wanted. Also get to race with Michael in a few different series. Actually, last night racing Friday Night Thunder series with him, and he got 3rd place. So Michael's a pretty good plate racer, and he's starting to back up these performances and starting to run better on these traditional ovals.
Concede there to Brian Hennings for the 9th spot. He had the inside there for a couple laps around this place, and now has a car to his inside. That's the 64 of Ben Lafter, and they're brushing the wall side by side again here out of 4. Max Cost in the mix, a little contact with the 24 of Austin Belke. We didn't get the chance to look at the points. Belke has a win. There's a lot of drivers that I've noticed here, especially in the Cup Series rather, but overall there's a lot of drivers, a variety of people that have won. We haven't had a repeat offender yet.
Yeah, haven't had a repeat winner in any series yet this season, so a lot of parity amongst both series, and that's awesome to see. I know we've had guys like Noah Mahalski and guys like Lucas Lyons who we feel like maybe could have won multiple races this season, at least in the Challenger Series, but bad luck would get in the way or something would happen, and that opens up the door for other guys to have opportunities to win. And we're seeing Dakota Floyd running out front again. He's been a guy that's been pretty close in a lot of races and so far doing pretty well, but Mahalski I see starting to kind of inch back into that lead a little bit. He's not letting him get away.
So here on the outside, this is for the 20th position, the 93, Rob Denton, just in front of Logan Threlkeld, the 32 down below there, Chris Rude. This guy is still running really tight. On board with Logan Threlkeld, and so I guess this is an opportunity. I don't know what to do with this information. You tell me what to do with that information right there. If you could look at those socks for a second, Jeff, and tell me whose face is on them.
It's hard to see, but one thing with Logan, you never know what you're going to get on these live shot cameras. So we appreciate him always keeping things interesting, giving us some awesome cameras. Whether that be an onboard cam or even the foot cam with the new pair of socks, or we never quite know what we're gonna get, but we always know we're in store for something a little amusing, I would say.
Well, it is amusing because it's my face from the eSpeed website. That's what's printed all over those socks. So I never thought I would end up on a pair of socks, but there we are. And here's the actual onboard with Logan Threlkeld. It is B-Speed Grip, just trying to hold on. He actually just advanced the position there around Benjamin Richards. He's up to 19th now.
Yeah, Logan's starting to kind of move his way forward just a little bit now. I think he's probably trying to take care of the tires. If these guys do get a full fuel run, we could see guys stretch it probably to about 45 maximum. And if you do that, then you're going to have, the fresher tires for the second half run. But if you're towards the middle to the back, you might consider short pitting. The Truck Series racing, it's a lot of momentum based, right? So sometimes getting the pit lane and getting those fresher tires, you might be, 2 whole seconds faster, than the guys who have stayed out. And that can be a lot of track position on the racetrack. So it's definitely something to consider.
Almost a moment here for Bobby Petrica. That was for 11th. Matthew Radford almost come across the nose there. Not sure if Bobby moved up or Matthew cut the corner a little earlier than he was expecting. We're going to hold on to it here for another lap. Starting to settle down a little bit here, Jeff.
Yeah, you're kind of starting to see the field get a little bit strung out. Really starting to kind of see who's been managing the tires the best right now. And it really looks like the whole top 5. First to 5th, just about a second and a half. And then we kind of have a little bit of a bigger gap to 6th there. Morgan Cook in 2.4 seconds back. So yeah, the guys who have taken care of it, they're starting to get rewarded here. And so far this season, we haven't seen a ton of long green flag runs. And so, we really haven't been able to see who's going to be the ones to excel in these longer green flag runs. And so far, Dakota Floyd doing a great job, but Noah Michalski's now cut that lead to about 2.5 tenths.
We do have lap traffic starting to become a factor, though. I believe that is Teresa Spiker. And so we saw a truck sideways there at the start of this race. And I guess it was the 70 that came out of turn 2, got sideways. We didn't have a chance to go back on that replay because as soon as we hit that green flag, we came out of turn 4. They got crazy from probably 4th on back.
Yeah, this is going to be probably Noah's best opportunity to get around the leader here of Dakota Floyd, because now Dakota's having to deal with some dirty air for the first time all night. He's been the leader ever since we've gone green, and now he gets by Teresa Spiker cleanly, so that is going to put Teresa in the lucky dog position. If a yellow was to come out, she would get her lap back. But this is about as close as Noah's been all night, and I think that's paying dividends to Noah's tire-saving ability. He's hanging right there with him.
So the little asterisk there, they lost a little time that time around, navigating around the 70, but he did chase Floyd back down. Now it's just a matter of when, who's going to blink first, who makes that mistake, and also who's saved enough. Noah's notorious for maybe saving a little bit more than other guys in this top 5, but he was also racing side by side with Jordan Trask and the leader at one point, several times through this first run.
And you have to kind of wonder, is Dakota Floyd saving a little bit? We're far enough into the run now where dirty air is definitely going to be a concern for cars trailing. So Noah's having to deal with that while trying to chase him down. And as the leader, you can kind of play games a little bit. You don't have to go out there and just start running, scorcher lap times and pulling away. But you kind of just got to manage the gap a little bit and, maybe let them be close enough to kind of get your dirty air, but also don't let them get close enough in order to make a pass. So we're seeing Dakota and Noah kind of trade lap times right now. It's kind of hard to see who really is the faster truck at the moment, but right now Dakota Floyd doing everything right, leading most of the laps so far this much.
The dirty air may be a little bit of a factor in this as well. 0.3 of a second separate Floyd and Michalski. And then it's a solid 0.7 more, so a full second back to Jordan Trask. Then you got Chuck Sweeting, another probably half a second behind this. Saw Morgan Cook and Philip Brewer there side by side a moment ago. That was for the 5th spot. They've since settled that down. Looks like Cook starting to slowly claw his way back towards his top 4 and 5 cars, but it's going to be a tall order. And with the fuel tank at 80%, we're approaching pit stops here very soon.
Yeah, and I think Morgan Cook is kind of starting to turn it up a little bit as well as some of these other guys, because I was looking at lap times. Morgan Cook was actually 2.5 seconds back earlier, and so now he shaved off another 0.6 or so. So he's just about 2 seconds and sometimes inside 2 seconds. So he is running down the leaders, as well as Chuck Sweeting. He's hanging right there. This really entire top 5. They're about matching lap times, if not faster than the leader at times. But how about Austin Belke moving into the top 10? Our winner from just a few weeks ago at the Iowa Speedway. Solid run for him, up from 16th. So Austin Belke on the move early here, and Ben Laughter into 9th place. So another good run for Ben. And Brian Hennings, I believe he's up a few positions as well in 8th.
10 spots here for the 74. Trying to get around Caleb Weekly, navigated around. Teresa Spiker still losing spots here, but doing a great job, not getting in the way, just letting everybody navigate around and not interfering too much with these battles. Caleb's starting to push it a little bit harder here. We approach that halfway point. I think if you have any tires left, now's the time to use them.
Yep, 10 laps left in the run, roughly. This is kind of part of the race where we're going to see maybe some split strategy. I think the absolute earliest anybody can pit here and be okay on fuel to the end is probably lap 35. So we might see some takers here in about 3-4 laps, but if I'm the leaders here, I'm probably going to try to stretch this fuel tank as far as I can go to shorten up that last run. And and then instead of having to go 40 laps to the end, maybe I only have to go 35 laps. Might give up some track position, but having those fresher tires late in the run, and this race has kind of got that long green flag run feel to it. I don't know if we're going to catch a caution, knock on wood, Bradley, but that would be my strategy here as a race leader right now. So we'll see if Dakota Floyd does it.
Welcome to the commentator's curse. When you mention that word, it always happens. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. But yeah, we're still seeing some side-by-side glimpses here, back and forth in the top 10. 64 of Laughter inside Belkey, and then Belkey goes after Hennings. We got some side-by-side back here. Denton here starting to go back on offense. He was as far back as 18th position here at one point. So I'm not sure if he had a rough start to this race. Maybe something happened when that pace car pulled off. I'm not entirely sure. But now he's up 2 as compared to earlier when he was way outside this top 15.
Yeah, he's having a good run so far and up a few positions. I don't know if we can get a look at that cockpit camera. He's got probably one of the coolest simulators in all of iRacing, at least that I've seen. So he's got full motion and everything. So, this is about as real as it gets, Bradley. And, I don't know if I could handle that, honestly, being shook around in the cockpit like that all race. And we were doing some super speedway racing, yesterday. And I asked him, like, hey, when you get bumped from behind, does it shoot you in the back? Like, can you feel it? And he's like, oh yeah, you can definitely feel it. So I guess if, realism is what you're after, man, he's definitely got it. But I don't know if this would make me any better. I think I would be a little sore after the race.
Full immersion, and no way that he's going to have anything out of his peripheral vision that's going to distract him. Those monitors almost wrap completely around him. You can see it on the side-by-side. Just an awesome camera angle as well. And he's able to do that. Guy knows his camera work, and really fantastic as he slowly works towards max cost here on lap 36. So we haven't seen any takers down pit road just yet, but the window is open. Looks like Caleb Weekly, I saw him a little off pace. I thought he was going to try to navigate pit road, but no, he just got stuck on the outside of 4 and had to check up.
Yeah, if anybody's going to try that strategy, now is going to be the time. I feel like the leaders, like I said earlier, probably going to opt for that longer stretch, try to get the most out of it. And I think 45 laps is probably about the tops you can go. I talked to Noah Mahalski and a couple of the Neon Auto guys just before the race and asked them kind of what the fuel mileage was looking like, and they told me right around that number. So I feel like we're close to pit stops here, but Caleb Weekly trying to battle back to Ryan.
Yeah.
Brian Henning catches the wall just a little bit there. Caleb's going to try to sneak back underneath.
Weekly had actually gotten to the back of him in the entry at 3. Hennings tagged the wall there, then hit it on his own out of the exit of 4, and he's got some right rear damage now. Looks like Weekly going to pull back. I think we're going to see some more fireworks here in just a moment.
Yeah, definitely the Brian Hennings just trying to get to the outside of Weekly here, and we see Austin Belkey in the shot there as well. He is starting to move up more and more positions as this race progresses. Cracked the top 10 not too long ago. Now he's up to 9th.
Truck stopped on the bottom of the racetrack. That's Bobby Petrika. And I'm not entirely sure what's going on. He toes the pit road, but problems for the 78. We're going to figure this out. He lost. Looks like the wheel went full camber. You can see it right there. And the yellow does come out. Back to the live shot here. We got the 79 around.
Oh, trouble. Yeah, right at the pit window, too. We were just about ready to get to green flag stop, so not entirely sure where Bobby got that damage, but yeah, I mean, you could see the wheel was completely broken as he was going up the banking there. Probably had little...
on the wheel, I think.
Yeah, probably had little to no control of the car at that point, so unfortunate break for Bobby.
Here's the top 5. Chuck Sweeting, Jordan Trask. Watch this. Let's say somewhere around 5th position here. Bring out this yellow. I'm waiting for it. I know we backed it up a little too much here, but he's trying to navigate pit road.
Yeah, I think it was just Chuck Sweeting was not aware that Trask was coming to pit lane there, and maybe just he didn't know that he was pitting there. So I don't know if Jordan Trask was trying to mic up and let him know over the radio that he was pitting in, but obviously by the looks of it, Chuck Sweeting didn't hear it. So tough break for both of those guys. Those guys were having good runs, and now both of them going to be towards the back of the field with some damage. Now we just have to wonder how bad is their damage.
Looks like Chuck Sweeting backed out of the session here. We did have some pit stops. Morgan Cook is going to come out in the 3rd position. Have to hit the rewind button on that to figure out how this pit stop looked.
Yeah, I think everybody decided to take 4 tires here. I think that's a no-brainer call right here. Fill it up. I think that, where this caution fell, everybody's going to be able to make it to the end here. So green flag pit stops are out the door now. Now it's a matter of who can put together the best second half of the race here. 40 laps, no pit stop. So we'll see if we can get another long run here like we did early there. But yeah, just unfortunate. I was looking forward to see some green flag pit stops. That's where some guys can really separate themselves, from the rest of the pack and make up a lot of time. So I do see a driver that's in a pretty good spot though now after all this, and that's Philip Brewer there in the 44. I think those drivers that got caught up in the wreck were ahead of him, so that's going to move him up to 3rd. Caleb up to 4th. Brian Henning's going to be 5th. So shakes up the field a little bit. I'm not seeing Noah Michalski though. Did he have a bad pit stop or a penalty?
Not entirely sure here. We do have an opportunity. We can pull up some drivers, so I think we maybe grab Neon Auto driver Noah Michalski up into the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Not happy, I can tell.
No, not very happy.
So we got a penalty here on pit road. Is that what happened?
Yes, sir. Caution came out 5 feet from the entry line to pit road.
Unfortunate deal there with iRacing closing the pit entry. So you were pretty much committed to that line?
Yeah, there was nothing I could do. I couldn't pull off or nothing.
So, Noah, I know that you're having a decent race up until right now, but for this penalty, what's in store for these next 35 laps or so?
Well, the plan's going to be run as hard as we can, try to get back in the front. Maybe a few cautions will fall in place and help us out, but we'll see.
No, I know a lot of people supporting you here as we double back up. Anybody want to shout out real quick while we got you?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out all my teammates. Shout out to you boys up in the booth. Hopefully we're putting on a decent show for you. I know it's single file a lot of the way around here, but maybe we can make it interesting on these restarts.
All right, man. Good luck on the surge back to the front there.
All right. Thank you, sir.
That's a shame. I mean, that's a tough deal there, right? When you get penalized and you're already committed to pit road like that.
Yeah, we talked about Noah's bad luck, earlier, just in the early stages of this race. Was wondering if, maybe finally, something good would happen for once. I mean, he's just had terrible luck here, and it's not even his doing there, He was just making his green flag scheduled pit stop, but with the way the caution fell, came out the wrong time, and now he's at the tail end of the field. So really, really stinks for Noah.
We go back green for the second time today, right at the halfway point. Perfect opportunity. Let's find those volume knobs, those remote controls, and let's get loud. Presented by 29 Graphics. And just like that, we have another yellow. It looks like the 81 involved in this, maybe Mark McFadden as well. The damage on that 5 machine. Very short-lived there with Get Loud.
Yeah, not sure exactly what brought out this caution, but you'll have that on restarts. Everybody's trying to get as much as they can, not knowing if are we going to have another restart, and so. Everybody just going for it. Yeah, it looks like we were 3 wide there. Saw Michael Jones, Radford were 3 wide, and just tough trying to fit 3 trucks in one spot.
There's another angle of it from the blimp camera, and the 2 looks like he wiggles a little bit here. Maybe gets Mahalski to the inside. 97 of, I believe it's Radford rather. A little bit lower than the 81 was predicting, and honestly, that could have been a lot worse. I mean, there was plenty of trucks in the area, but come away with just the 81 losing position. Ultimately, no damage really.
Yeah, Matt Shanowski just almost got through that. I mean, he just got clipped, so just enough to spin him out, lose control. So these guys got 3 tire sets tonight. Obviously, everybody's probably used one of those now, with that caution prior. I don't know if these guys elect to go down, and looks like he is. Yeah, you see the right side of the truck go up there, so he is going to put tires on it and probably fix some damage. But that leaves him in a position. He's got 1 set of tires the rest of this race. I don't know if Michael Jones is taking tires. I don't think so, but he certainly got a little bit of damage there, and he's going to try to fix that up here and try to salvage a good finish. We saw Michael Jones running up inside the top 10 earlier. So yeah, hate to see it that he got in some trouble here tonight as well, after having a good run early, but still plenty of time, Bradley. A lot of time to try to make it up and try to still salvage a good finish.
Jordan Trask is back down pit road trying to finish some of that damage repair. Remember, he was part of that first caution. Our second yellow comes in a pretty brief stint immediately after the fact. Cycle through. I believe we're going to get the one to go this time by. Maybe
Bradley,
we'll try to get loud again. Maybe we'll have to try that
You
one
might
more
have
time.
to. I'll say we didn't get too very far with that segment, so we might just have to try it again. But right now, I feel like our chances of getting another first-time winner pretty high right now. So just looking at the top 3, Dakota Floyd, Morgan Cook, Philip Brewer, I believe, all yet to win this season in the Challenger Series. Our winner from last week, Michael Muncy, he is not in the field. I believe he's on a bit of a road trip to Talladega, so be hard to pass that up, Bradley, if you had the chance to go to Talladega versus racing here in the Challenger Series. I'm sure he wanted to try to be that first repeat winner of the season after winning at Chicagoland last week. But we got some guys up here. Caleb Weekly, also another name. Brian Hennings, really our entire top 5 here. Don't have a win yet to their name, but some of these guys are having consistent seasons and looking good, pretty solid in the points right now. I know Dakota Floyd would love to add a win to that point lead. That would certainly help stretch that point lead out.
Yeah, very tight here, especially in this Challenger Series. After Chicago, we're talking about only 39 points separating Kyle Peacock there in 10th position. Of course, Kyle not making it here tonight, so his situation's going to kind of get a little worse, but you got a lot of people in this top 5 in points that have yet to win, or have yet in the top 10 in points that have yet to win, and they're having pretty stellar days so far.
Yeah, some of these guys that are up there in the points, that aren't here tonight, guys like Kyle Peacock, Bryce Shoemaker, Brian Chambliss, Michael Muncy, those guys all being top 10 in points, that opens up the door for some of these other guys that are just outside the top 10. So we don't have a playoff format, here in the Challenger Series. It is a 10-race season, but you do get one drop week, and that drop week's not calculated in yet. So that'll definitely help the guys that had to miss tonight, kind of bring them back into the picture. But still, nonetheless, a good opportunity trying to get some points on some of those guys.
Being set to go back green on lap 49. That'll put us right around that 30 to go mark. Trying to math here on a Saturday night. We can't do that. I tell you, math right now, if you're Vanderbilt, you loved every single bit of that math after tonight, and how about it?
Yeah, I mean, I hope you didn't have Alabama in any of your parlays tonight, because that definitely would have played spoiler. But Vanderbilt shocked the nation tonight for sure.
Let's see if we have a shock in SNR in the Challenger Series. Are we going to get another first-time winner? Green flag out for the 3rd time today. Let's try it one more time. Let's get loud. Presented by 29 Graphics. that's our second attempt. It's as good as it's going to get here. We've got more problems here on the backstretch. Mark McFadden involved in another one here.
Yeah, I saw a couple of guys got sent through the grass. I want to say I saw Rob Denton maybe. He took a trip through the grass. Could imagine how that probably felt in his full motion simulator, bouncing up and down through the grass there. Yeah, Brian Henning's involved, Mark McFadden, a couple others, but yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that full segment in or not, Bradley.
Look here on the V-Speed Instant Replay. This is up towards the front. So this is for Hennings. He was challenging for the top 5. He gets loose here, didn't really get any help. I mean, looks like everybody got loose. There's the 03 Mahalski. He's going to kiss the inside wall. He wasn't the only one that had problems. I think you mentioned another name there. Denton. I don't know if Denton got loose or not.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a few guys, I think just were well, maybe it wasn't Rob. Maybe it was somebody else I saw down the straightaway. But yeah, I think some of these guys took a spin just kind of as a byproduct of, seeing the wreck in front of them. Maybe guys trying to jump on the brakes and the truck just kind of got looped around because it really started quite a ways up there. Yeah, I think it must have been Hennings I was thinking of. Yeah, Hennings goes for a spin, and then Noah just hits the front end of the truck there along with Mark McFadden. So I don't see too significant damage on there, but still, Noah he can't quite catch a break so far this season, man. He was running second, pressuring Dakota Floyd for the race lead earlier this race, and now he's got a little bit of damage on the truck. Probably going to go down pit lane a few trips here, try to get as much as he can fixed. But, I don't know what it is, man, but this 03 just having some terrible luck this season.
He was one of those drivers, based off of those odds, those numbers we talk about every week, favored to have a really successful season, and it's just been one bad thing after another. It's not really carried over into the Cup side of things. But here in the Challenger Series, it just seems like everything that could go wrong beyond his control has happened.
Yeah, I mean, starts with the caution coming out at the absolute worst time. I think he had the right idea. He was probably going to try to split this race pretty much in half. I think he would have been one of the first trucks, if not the very first truck, to reach pit lane. So that probably would have given him a slight advantage on Dakota Floyd, at least in the short term, maybe being able to jump positions with him. Then would have had to try and hold Dakota Floyd off, but just never really got to see that opportunity, even happen. Caution comes out 5 feet before he reaches pit lane. The way the cautions work, as soon as that yellow flag flies, iRacing immediately, puts the red light up, on pit lane, closes it. So, hate that for Noah. A couple of other guys too, man, having some tough luck this season. You hate to see it, but they're doing all they can. They're staying in it. Still got some laps here to go. See if we can salvage some good finishes.
You're watching the Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series live on V-Speed. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll gather up some more information and watch the 25 remaining laps here from Nashville.
Racing enthusiasts, are you ready to take your sim racing experience to the next level? Look no further because 29 Graphics has got you covered. Introducing 29 Graphics, the premier provider of high-quality sim racing wraps. Whether you're a professional racer or weekend warrior, our custom design wraps will make your car stand out from the competition. 29 Graphics is now the official graphics design partner of Saturday Night Racing League.
It's a big diamond water might just try to run him out of room here. Oh, they put him in the wall. They're going to crash. They both crash.
Contact 29 Graphics on their Discord or the link in the video description.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, We can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our...
Back here live from Nashville Superspeedway. Pace car has pulled out of the way. We're getting ready to go back green. Dakota Floyd, who has maintained this lead time and time again. He just timed the jump here with Morgan Cook. Here they go into turn 1.
Yeah, he timed that just perfectly. Going to get an opportunity here to maybe get to the outside here of Dakota Floyd. And he's going to be there as they're going to drag race now down the back straightaway. I think Morgan Cook's going to have the advantage here if he can kind of pinch Dakota down a little bit. But Dakota sends it in hard. He did not even allow the opportunity for that.
Oh, crossover. How about that?
Yeah, trying to go with the crossover here. And Morgan Cook now going to be your race leader. Really the first lead change of the night.
That was a pretty good move. I wasn't expecting that there from the 54. But how about that for him? He's going to lead his first lap of the day. And here comes Philip Brewer on the outside.
Yeah, the intensity is definitely picking up here. You can see the guys are, worried maybe that we're going to start getting a lot of cautions. And so people are not going to be... Yeah, just a little bit. I think he's going to be okay. But, yeah, the intensity's definitely picked up. And these guys are definitely going for it now. Everybody wants to get that race lead in case we start getting more yellows here late.
Right on board here with Morgan Cook. 54. Also another nice setup here. You can see the shoe wall as well in the background. I'm sure he's not distracted by that by any means. He's fully focused on what's in front of him, and he continues to carry on. Pulling away a little bit here, a couple tenths ahead. He's got that confidence after just last night.
Yeah, I tuned in a little bit to V-Speed last night. I saw that he was the VRX track champion there at Kansas, so big congratulations to Morgan Cook on that championship, and I think he was battling Dakota Floyd.
It's Michael Jones, and this time it is Rob Denton, and a slide through the grass. What happens here, Jeff? It looks like two kind of unrelated things happening at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like two guys just really battling hard. I think Tross was trying to send it in there on the bottom and try to get underneath. That looks like it didn't cause incident, but then, yeah, this back straightaway issue was a little bit separate. A couple trucks involved, Michael Jones, Rob Denton.
It's going down the back stretch, and it looks like the two the 64 get together.
Oh, then a hard hit. Yeah, I think Jones' truck is probably going to be done. He got clobbered.
Yeah, this is right around the 10th position that this happens. This is right in the middle of the pack, nowhere to go. Rob Denton at all. He just locks it down, tries to keep it from going up into traffic. Michael Jones down pit road. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the window is. He had Philip Brewer just come down pit road. I don't know if he was getting some damage repaired. Like he only had 14.7. Some of these guys are using that last set of tires.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I feel like that's probably a pretty good strategy. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get, a green flag run to the end here or not. But, I mean, if we do, having the tires is going to be a huge advantage. So, I think it's worth that risk to go get some tires now while we still got, 20 laps or so left in this race. Especially if you feel like you're in a spot where, you wouldn't have another opportunity to win otherwise. Philip was up there towards the front, though, so I think he was probably hoping that more trucks were going to go with him. But still, having these tires this late in the race, it's definitely going to be an advantage. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. I think he's going to be flying through this field.
Going to have to restart here from the 17th position, and he is praying this race goes green. You have a pretty strong likelihood that we'll see this 44 back up towards the top 5 and just a 10, 15 lap stint might have a challenge for the lead. We'll wait and see, like you said. And he's not the only one, though, that came in. Gordon Trask also on 4 fresh ones. Teresa Spiker. Looks like Noah Michalski is going to come down pit road, at the very least getting some of that damage repaired. There's a few drivers outside this top 15 that might be a rocket ship here for these last 20.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're going to start seeing those guys that took tires. It's going to be a significant difference on speed, so they're going to have to be careful, though, not to run anybody over, because they're going to be carrying a lot more speed through the center of these corners, and you probably could catch these other drivers pretty quickly. So having tires is one thing, but being able to navigate the traffic cleanly and make sure that you don't come out with damage, that's also another thing you got to make sure of. But Philip Brewer's been doing a great job lately. I mean, we mentioned last week, led 53 laps at Chicagoland, ended up with a podium finish in 3rd place. I believe he won the VRX Track Championship race last night on V-Speed.
Yes.
So we're starting to see this name a lot, and we know that he's very capable of stringing wins together. So it's going to be fun to see if we can watch this number 44 Zinn truck try to make his way back to the front with those 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles.
Jeff Wright's turning into a regular statistician for V-Speed, on point with all of that. Of course, we bring you flag coverage of many different leagues. A lot of these names throughout the different leagues. We mentioned quite a few of them several times. A few names that come to mind: Max Cost, John Sanu. You got Dakota Floyd, Matthew Radford. Quite a few of these guys, we're saying them 4 or 5 times a week. So it's hard for me personally to keep track of all the accomplishments that these guys have in all these different leagues. I'm glad you're on it.
Yeah, and it's been a blast to watch these guys too, and some of these guys are doing double duty tonight. Later tonight, we got the Cup Series from the Nashville Fairgrounds. These two facilities just 35 miles apart, so these guys are going to have to get on the bus or get in a helicopter and get over to the fairgrounds quick, because we're going Cup racing in about an hour, Bradley.
Yes, we are, but stay tuned for that. That'll start at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, we need to conclude our Challenger Series race. Green flag's out. Race number 6 with 20 to go.
Really good jump there by Morgan Cook. So he's been on it in terms of restarts. He had to credit his last restart as what got him the lead there from Dakota Floyd. But how about Caleb Weekly now, sending it up the inside? I'm sure Grandma Weekly's on her feet cheering Caleb on as they go down the back straightaway. I know Caleb would love to get himself in victory lane here in the SNR Challenger Series.
At the very least, get a podium. That post-race interview leaves a little wiggly loose here through 3 and 4. Now has Jeff Allen to the outside. Allen tagged the wall almost. Weekly loses a lot of ground here. Now it's John Sanu to the outside. Weekly starting to suffer on handling. Might have to change that line a little bit. Looks like he's going to lose maybe another spot down the backstretch.
Yeah, John Sanu hanging on his door. And John, new to this series, I believe making his first ever start here in the SNR Challenger Series. Hope to see him at the Cup Series as well. So I'm glad to have John on board Saturday night racing. How about Chris Rude?
It just hit the wall there through the entry of 1. I saw him just out of that frame. He got stuck up in that safer barrier, lost about 4 spots. He was flirting with the top 5 there before that mistake.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to kind of settle back in line here and still continue his solid run. So I don't think there was too much damage there from getting in the fence there slightly. But how about Logan Threlkeld? He's had quite the journey tonight. Last I think we looked at him, he was back in the 20s, now finds himself in the 7th position, and he knows it's go time. So he's up on the wheel. He's trying to get all he can.
Board here with the 12. I won't show the socks again, but I will show you the onboard, his point of view. A lot of traffic ahead of him, but he can see that lead. It is less than a second ahead of him. All he has to do is pass 7 trucks and he's there.
Yeah, in trouble for Philip Brewer, who just took 4 tires and we thought was going to be coming through the field. He made a 3-wide move. I believe it was on Rob Denton and Noah Michalski, and a little bit of contact got him loose. So Philip Brewer's going to lose a lot of spots. Not what he was looking for with those 4 fresh tires. He was trying to get all he could, and now more than likely he's probably going to need a caution in order to try and regroup and make another surge to the front. I think he slid the tires a little bit too, so tires might be a little bit damaged as well.
Back up here towards the top 5. Logan Threlkeld to the inside. He's going to cut in front of John Sanu. We're going to go side-by-side into 3 and 4. This is very tight here, just inside the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, really all these front runners are really starting to push hard. I mean, we see Jeff Allen is now up to the 2nd position. He started all the way back in 20th. So how about the drive here for Jeff Allen as he sets his sights on the leader of Morgan Cook? I'll tell you what, though, I feel like that's going to be a really tough pass to make. Once you get Morgan Cook to lead, get him some clean air, he's really knowledgeable and knows how to work the air, work the lines to, make sure he's not giving a 2nd place car an advantage. But man, Jeff Allen sending it in hard in these corners. He's really trying to get up there and pressure him.
He shaved off about 2/10 that lap. He's going to continue on this run, has it down to 1/10 of a second on the 54 of Cook. They go into 1 and 2, bumper to bumper. A little bit of dirty air on the exit. He backs up the exit of that corner. Going to try to set it up here through 3 and 4. Where's he going to take it all the way to the bottom? Late on the brakes. Cook, like you said, playing decent enough defense to keep him at bay.
Yeah, we're just about 10 laps to go here now, so I really don't feel like anybody's holding back much of anything right now, especially Jeff Allen. I think he's probably, in the thought that, you got to go as hard as you can right now to have a chance at this. We can't be letting Morgan Cook just kind of run his race and, try to save tires at this point. You just gotta push and see what you can do. Try to make something happen.
Dakota Floyd peeked to the outside there briefly on the 37. 10 laps to go now when they cross that stripe officially. For race number 6, even with the yellows, I mean, it's keeping it interesting. That caution fell right around that green flag pit stop time. We'd actually started green flag pit stops for some of these guys. Hence, Noah Mahalski, who's had problems, has not quite recovered from that bad luck. He's up to 16th now. Then you got Philip Brewer, who tried a strategy, came down pit road, and got 4 fresh tires. That has not paid off as he would have hoped. He's back racing with Mahalski right now for the 16th position. Then you have guys like Radford, Gordon Trask, Matt Sinoski, quite a few guys that are outside the top 10 that were in there earlier and have got caught up in incidents. This whole race has been interesting.
Yeah, the field has kind of been shaken up a little bit. I mean, we see Max Kost up to P8, Logan Threlkeld in 6th, Austin Belke is now inside the top 5, Caleb Weekly riding right now in 4th. So we've seen this top 10 kind of get shaken up by strategy tonight. But yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen these closing laps. It looks like Morgan Cook is starting to pull away now from Jeff Allen. I think Jeff Allen was really pushing him as hard as he could. I think those tires are maybe showing some signs of wear, and we're starting to see Morgan kind of check out here to a little bit of a race.
Almost 4/10 of a second here through 3 and 4. Haven't seen anybody challenge the 54 since he took this lead back. He continues to lead. 7 laps left here from race number 6. I tell you, even if it's not directly in the league, sometimes you get a victory somewhere else, it carries over, and so that momentum probably really fresh in the mind of Morgan Cook. He's picking up right where he left off in the Track Champion Series. Nashville, I would say similar, but not the same. Very shallow, abrasive, unforgiving. He's making it look pretty easy.
Yeah, 2 different racetracks, 2 different cars that he's doing this in. So, although I would say, the Gen 6, it drives similar to the truck in the sense that it has a lot of downforce and it's like a lot of momentum racing. A lot of you got to be really aware of the dirty air and how that affects the cars. But he is doing everything he needs to do right now. And as a race leader, inside 5 laps to go, at this point, you're just praying that there's no caution and then you can sail home a race winner here at Nashville. fingers crossed here for Morgan Cook, but you know, we don't say it's over until we see that checkered flag.
A little side by side there with Philip Brewer and Rob Denton. Brewer, even with those fresher tires, not able to complete that pass, and I'm not sure if Brewer maybe picked up some damage somewhere or if it's just really that difficult here tonight. We're talking about 15 laps. It's separating these guys that are ahead of him, and he still can't quite get clear of them.
Yeah, I think it was that slide earlier in this restart that really kind of set him behind the 8 ball. He just lost too much time. He got on the apron and then, you know, lost nearly half a straightaway. And although he's still, you know, making up time on these guys now, just losing that much time early on in this run just, you know, made it too much of a task to go up there and compete for the win. So unless we get a late race caution again, Bradley, which is very possible, I don't think we're going to be able to see Philip Brewer redeem himself.
But if Floyd was able to get around Jeff Allen for the second spot, that means Caleb Weekly's next in line. If the 37 used up his tires trying to get up to Morgan Cook, this could spell warning for the podium. And Caleb Weekly going to be there to try to take advantage of it. 3 to go, 2.5 now as they come down the backstretch. Morgan Cook into the entry of 3. Dakota Floyd, he is 1.2 seconds behind here. Actually, a little bit less than that, but it keeps coming and going. Seems like through the entries, a little bit quicker through the exit, though. Loses a ton of ground. 2 laps to go now.
Yep, just one more time until we see that white flag, and then it is the next flag that ends the race here. So I'm sure Morgan Cook is just trying to get around this racetrack as quick as he possibly can right now, just praying no caution. If he can get to that white flag, he's going to come home a race winner.
Less than half a mile to claim that white flag. Flagman Barney has it up in the air. Doesn't look like we're going to have it. It is going to be official. We're going to run this race in its scheduled time. Lap 80, final time around Nashville for Morgan Cook.
And just a great job, too, by Morgan. I mean, that restart, you know, I go back to that restart where he just timed it perfectly. You know, didn't do anything against the rules or jump anything. He just timed it at the perfect time and, you know, didn't pull out of line until we crossed the start-finish line and got the position on Dakota Floyd and didn't look back.
And there he is, Morgan Cook. Back-to-back here on V-Speed. He got the championship last night, now gets a win in Saturday Night Racing League, and I want to call him out right now. He said he wouldn't be here tonight. He showed up.
He absolutely did. Led 27 laps tonight. Was there when it counted, and you know, at first it looked like this was maybe Dakota Floyd's race, and at times maybe Noah Mahalski. Those guys looked like they might have been the fastest trucks on the long run, but the caution kind of shook things up a little bit, allowed everybody to reset. And then I go back to that restart, Bradley. That's where he won this race tonight. Got such a good jump on Dakota Floyd and was able to get to his outside entering turn 1. And from there, when you're in the truck on the inside, it is tough to battle there. And Morgan Cook just was able to make the pass and comes home a race winner here at the Nashville Superspeedway.
Looking pretty happy about it, too. Those race interviews with your top 3. Those final results going to come up right after this. You're watching Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series live on V-Speed.
What is up, everyone? I am Joshua Banks, driver of the number 35 Matco Tool Supra.
Comes back. He's going to send it to the inside. They're 3 wide for the race lead. They're going to... Joshua Banks is going to win it. Unbelievable.
And also co-owner of J Distributors for the sponsor of Saturday Night Racing. So I just want to thank every single one of you for tuning into tonight's race. I hope you will put on a good show for you guys. I hope that you will enjoy it. So if you do, make sure you drop a thumbs up to V-Speed and subscribe to them because they, as y'all know, if you haven't already, they put on some great broadcasts. So I'll make this short and sweet. The main reason for sponsoring Saturday Night Racing League is because I've been with these guys for a long time. I've raced with a lot of them. I've been through some rough times, some good times, and arguments and everything like that. But still, grand scheme of things, been through a lot of these guys, and I really do like where this league's going. I want to support it. They've given a lot to the league already, and I think, you know, I'm capable to support back. So that's what we're doing, and we want to keep this league free for people to join, to have a good time, come in and race and just have fun, and that's what we're all about. So that's the main reason, and that's all I really have to say about it. So I hope you do enjoy the race, enjoy the season coming up. We are hopefully going to put on a great season for you guys. Also, make sure to check out my YouTube channel, Banksy the iRacer. Link will be in the description. Check out, and you can see my point of view, see what's happening on my end. If you want to watch it, it's completely fine. If not, no big deal. So come on over, hang out after the broadcast of this race, and hopefully we'll see you over there. If not, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on track.
Lap traffic out of the way. It's between these two. They're even for the white flag lap.
This race still very undecided.
Bradley had the lift. Big run for McWhorter. This is going to be his chance.
They're running out of time, and they know it.
The bottom surges to the inside. Now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
That was a huge run for Bradley. He got back the advantage, but here comes a big dive. McWhorter might just try to run him out of room here. Oh, he put him in the wall. They're going to crash. They both crash. Here comes Ray Massey. Ray Massey's going to win it.
Racing enthusiasts, are you ready to take your sim racing experience to the next level? Look no further because 29 Graphics has got you covered. Introducing 29 Graphics, the premier provider of high-quality sim racing wraps. Whether you're a professional racer or weekend warrior, our custom design wraps will make your car stand out from the competition. 29 Graphics is now the official graphics design partner of Saturday Night Racing League.
It's a big dive. McWhorter might just try to run him out of room here. Oh, he put him in the wall. They're going to crash. They both crash.
Contact 29 Graphics on their Discord or the link in the video description.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Back here live from Nashville Superspeedway. The Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series has concluded its 80 laps at the 1.33 mile intermediate oval. This concrete surface was abrasive, it was abusive, and overall it was who saved the tires the best. Showing those final results, 1.4 seconds deficit there. Morgan Cook set sail into the sunset. He will start fourth and finish first here tonight. Dakota Floyd started on the pole. He'll work his way back up to second. And then it's Jeff Allen for a top three here tonight. Kevin Weekly and John Sanu will get a top five. Austin Belkey will finish in sixth position. Logan Threlkel with a top 10. He'll finish in seventh. Ben Laughter, a great day for him. He'll finish in eighth after starting in 14th. And it's Matt Rafford. Remember, he got turned. He had problems all through this night. He'll get back to where he started in the ninth position. And Max Cost, he'll end up in the same spot as well with a top 10.
Yeah, good run for Max getting that top 10. Jordan Tross battled for the lead early on, but he's going to fall back and he will finish 11th tonight. Matt Shanowski finishes 12th. Richards will get 13th. Then it goes Denton, Brewer, Chris Rude, Noah Mahalski, 17th. Brian Hennings will get the 18th spot. Teresa Spiker rebounds to 19th, and Mark McFadden rounds out the top 20.
3 more trucks here. Bobby Patrica had some equipment issues here tonight. Michael Jones got totaled, and Chuck Sweeting had contact there. And I believe that elected to just bring it behind the wall after that issue. And he will round out your field here tonight of 23 trucks. But now that brings us to our post-race interviews. Jeff Wright has caught up to the 37 of Jeff Allen.
Yeah, I'm standing on pit lane alongside Jeff Allen after that performance. And Jeff, first, you're probably the biggest mover of tonight. Started all the way back in 20th. Find yourself in the top 3 at the end of this race. Looks like you had an opportunity to maybe go get that race when we saw you pressuring the leader pretty hard there in the closing laps. What more did you need?
I just burnt my tires up a little too quick. If I'd have been a little smarter and saved them, I think I could have done a little bit better. But they're quick, so I don't know. I really went into this race with 0 practice. I jumped in at last minute, so just did what I could, figured it out on the way.
Yeah, well, you certainly ran a great race and stayed out of trouble. We saw a caution kind of fall at, a time that really kind of split the field a little bit, right before pit stops were going to be taking place. Did that caution kind of end up helping you a little bit with your strategy, or were you planning on going longer, trying to make sure you had some tires for that long run?
I was gonna go a little bit longer, but it kind of worked out to be, it worked out okay. I wasn't gonna go much longer than that, so I wouldn't say it helped me or hurt me none.
Seemed like there was a lot of grip out on the racetrack tonight, and usually anytime you're racing under the lights, that's usually the case. But also with a lot of grip and high speeds comes dirty air. Did it feel like the dirty air was maybe just a little bit too tough to overcome in order to maybe go and grab that race lead and compete for that race win?
Uh, yeah, a little bit. I really felt like the track was. I don't know if it was me getting more used to it or if it was getting, a little easier to drive. But I don't know. I guess it was. I don't know. I guess I was just kind of getting used to it toward the end. So I don't know. I don't know if the dirty hair was hurting me or not.
Well, Jeff, for starting all the way back in 20th, finding yourself in the top 3 at the end of the race, that's pretty impressive. So congrats on the great drive tonight. Anybody you need to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh yeah, give a shout out to all the JTM guys, Jordan and Bobby. I was talking to them, and we was all trying to figure it all out together throughout the whole race.
Well, Jeff, congrats again, and hopefully we'll see you next week right here in the Challenger Series.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
So that was Jeff Allen. Like I said, Bradley, a great run for him. Finishes 3rd, and definitely the biggest mover of the race, starting in 20th. So now we're going to move to our 2nd place finisher, and I think, Bradley, you are standing next to Dakota Floyd.
I've caught up with Dakota Floyd. Dakota, I know that this is one of those, come off of last night, and I hate to bring it up, but now it's kind of like, well, okay, you beat me last night, you beat me here, but, overall, solid race, and you're looking pretty good in the points now.
Yes, that was the big thing for me tonight, was have a good points night, grow that lead to 2nd place, and start to get comfortable.
The 57 looked comfortable. You started on the pole. You led 53 laps. I think strategy with the way that caution fell kind of changed your race. And maybe the track changed a little bit too. It looked like it rubbered up out there and it got more and more difficult to pass as the night went on.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think in general, even from the green flag at the start of the race, it was hard to set up a pass because if you weren't on their outside and had a little bit better tire, it was really hard to get a run. So you just had to really force the issue and hope they got tight through the center of the corner and you could have better momentum off.
Well, and for you right now, you come out of this race with high hopes, and the way that your season's going, you continue the momentum. Anybody you would like to shout out while we have you in the booth?
Well, you got to shout out team first and foremost. Everyone had a really good race. Morgan got the win tonight. So shout out to him. He was able to finish this thing off strong, and shout out to the league. I know we had probably a few more cautions than we wanted tonight, and I think it's just how Nashville kind of produces racing. Sometimes you can race it pretty hard, and it was still good racing throughout the field. So shout out to the league and shout out to the admins for doing what they do and everyone putting on these races at SNR every week. So can't thank you guys enough. It's always great to be back. Thanks to the broadcast booth. You guys do fantastic work with V Speed, and always fun to watch these races. Jeff, I'm sorry I couldn't get you your odds paid out tonight. I was close. I couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be cashing that ticket, Dakota, but you put up a great battle, and obviously we're very fast. Led the most laps, so definitely got to be leaving this. I'm proud of what you were able to do tonight. So didn't quite get that ticket, but you were sure fast out there tonight.
I appreciate it.
Play with the algorithm based off of this. We got to mess with the numbers now.
Yeah. Well, hey, the lowest odds driver got the win tonight, so shout outs to him. And well, yeah, and to thank everyone that watches the races. Can't thank you guys enough for allowing us to put a show on for you.
Appreciate your time. Dakota Floyd, second place here tonight, race number 6. And look forward to extending that points lead as we move on through the season.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Finally, that brings us to Victory Lane, where we have caught up to Morgan Cook. Morgan, I got to say, man, the momentum swing, your level of confidence about you even being here tonight, and then you come out here and do what you just did. I know that this has been frustrating for you personally, because you come out into the Challenger Series kind of, not knowing what to expect, and then just things beyond your control. This kind of turns it all around for you.
Yeah, it's been a struggle to say the least. The first couple weeks in this series, knocking down the turn 2 and turn 4 wall at Charlotte and Chicago, and then I got run over from behind in Martinsville, so failed to finish all 3 races, and was just like, you know what, I might not run this series anymore. And then the old V Speed's odd makers put me at the top of the sheet, and I was like, well, maybe they're onto something tonight, and here we are.
But those odds, sometimes they just speak volumes. I mean, we've been right about AJ Stravado. We've been right now 2 times guaranteed. I mean, what do you have to say though? I mean, for the confidence that you have coming off of last night in that championship, now you come here and a track that maybe you're not completely comfortable with in a very tight group. How does that speak about your competitiveness?
No, it's definitely not Kansas. That's for sure. This place doesn't drive anything like Kansas did, and I struggled a decent amount in practice. I didn't really have the comfort that I thought that I would, or that I thought I needed. And even at the beginning of the race, I mean, I qualified 4th, which was good, for sure, but I didn't have a great fire off speed. I fell back to 7th rather quickly, and it wasn't until I fell behind Weekly that I was able to watch what he was doing into turn 1, especially, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm missing. I was driving in too deep. I wasn't braking soon enough or hard enough. So I started doing that, and all of a sudden it just woke up. I was like, okay, this is what I need now, and was able to march my way back from 7th up to 3rd. And Mikulski was able to obviously had that issue with pitting where the caution came out right as he hit pit road. I leapfrogged him and was right behind Dakota, and then it was just a 2-car race, plus Brewer, who was around for a bit before he pitted for tires, and just was able to go out there and get the win.
Getting the victory here at Nashville under the lights in race number 6. Morgan Cook, anybody you'd like to shout out for tonight's win?
Yeah, I stole this one from Dakota. So thanks, Dakota, for counting me down on the restart so I could, get to your outside and make the pass. Ended up winning me the race. So thanks, Dakota, for that. Appreciate you, buddy. And look in the camera for that one. I got to thank V-Speed, obviously, for everything you've done for me personally, professionally. Bradley's done a lot for me. I got to thank SNR for letting me do this. Jeff Wright for continuing to invite me back after I wreck every week. So thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And all the competitors out here. It was a really good first 40 laps, went pretty green or so, 40 something laps went green. And we had a couple cautions in the middle, and then the race to the end was a lot of fun with those guys. Jeff Allen behind me, trying to knock the rear bumper off the truck, but we made it work. Just everyone involved. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be here. And yeah, I'm over the moon, happy about how this one went.
Excellent to watch. Congratulations again, Morgan, and we look forward to probably having you back. I would say after this one, you're probably going to silence those doubts in your mind and say, well, it's time for week number 7 next Saturday.
Yeah, this is the biggest league win of my iRacing career, bar none, no doubt about it. So I will certainly try and be back to get some more of these SNR wins. Are hard to come by, and it's a very tough league to get it done in. So again, thanks everyone, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to V-Speed. You made your way here, you found us, might as well stick around a while.
There he is, Morgan Cook. Congratulations, buddy.
You bet. Thanks.
And so with that concludes our coverage of tonight's broadcast. Jeff Wright, it was a fun one to watch. I know I enjoyed it personally. Any final thoughts before we let him go?
Yeah, big congrats to Morgan. I mean, it seems like these V-Speed odds just, they're right more times than not. And I think Morgan was, shocked a little bit that the V-Speed odds had him as the favorite tonight. But he went out there and he kind of showed why he was the favorite, man. Like, I go back to that restart. I keep saying that's what won the race, and he mentioned it as well. And I guess if Dakota Floyd was counting him down on that restart, I don't think he's going to be counting him down anymore. That's for sure, because I know Dakota wants to get one of these. He led a lot of laps tonight and was in good position, but Morgan, he made the right move at the right time and was able to get the race win. So it was a fun race. We had good green flag racing there at the start. Got a little bit of cautions there in the second half, but all in all, we saw an exciting finish and another first-time winner here in the Challenger Series, Bradley.
We'll be going to Michigan next week for the Challenger Series. That'll be on October 12th. Make sure you set your alarms or your notifications for 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and don't go anywhere. We've got more racing here from Saturday Night Racing League. The Cup Series is going to go live in just a few minutes, 35 miles down the road at the fairgrounds. We're going to take it live at 10 p.m., so make sure you tune in for that as well. But for everybody here at V-Speed, Anna Baker in the background, Jeff Wright for being my colleague up in the booth again. Appreciate you coming out here and taking the time with us. It's another great production of Saturday Night Racing League and their Challenger Series. See you in just a few minutes for the Cup.